All right, let's see if that works for the audio on the YouTube side. I had to reassign everything again.
Yeah, man, I got
Yes, it is working.
Okay, yeah, for some reason it was defaulting somewhere else. I had that same problem in the other audio stream, so I was not looking at my digital meters, but it looks like it's okay now. I see some wiggle meter going on. And I see confirmations that even though I can't be heard across the street, we are now on the Universal Media Netweb. My apologies to everybody who had their audio turned way up, waiting for something to happen. We are trying. We are attempting the directed net roll call. We got a couple of early check-ins and looking for where did I stop here? 11:12. Let's try SWL 13. I've got a lot of new stuff going on here, so if it all crashes, there is there might be a backup. SWL 14 in Sanger, can you make it through the skip? Hello, Sanger, SWL 14.
SWL 14,
Oh, yeah.
SWL 14, trying to check in.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. 14, you're sounding good, no problem. Over.
We'll try it one more time.
Yeah, the locals are coming good. They're through the noise.
Minutes, so thanks for checking me in.
Yeah, you might be able to hear yourself. You're coming through good over the air here. All right, trying to figure out how the new configuration works. SWL 15 is in, listening, and over on possibly the YouTube side and the audio side. Hans, thanks for joining us. Alpha 173, thinking, what is happening? Where's all this skip coming from? Well, it happens, and I don't even think we have the sun thing is going to hit us tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. Maybe that'll make it less, I don't know. SWL 16. Charles is out and about somewhere, no doubt. SWL 17, Eric was in early. He was in between the mini grass and Australia and everybody else in there, so Eric, I got you checked in. SWL 18, Mr. KDA checked in via Facebook. See, the Vox isn't going to work here. I need to move my key around. I think that would help. SWL 19, Chet is joining us. I know it's going to be hard tonight. I don't think I'm going to pay attention to the cue cards. We'll kind of do it as we go along. But thanks for having them there, because occasionally I need to reference something. What I need to do is update the visuals here.
22.
There's 22 still in, over. I think I've been wiped out. I can hear Tyler. How about SWL 20? Harvey, did they let you out early? Hey, Harvey, did they let you out early, 20? And then 21, I'm going to attempt to go over to Old Radio Night. I think is it still running? I've got to refresh the page here and see what happens. No, it went to some strange thing. So he must have signed off. There we go. He turned the audio up. I was looking There was a strange, there was a chicken man on there tonight with the guest chicken choker.
Trying to see if I got audio.
All right, see, he has to do the same thing that I do. He's got to figure out if he's got the audio or not. And I was looking to see if I could find the guest, but I think that was just a short appearance. Anyway, oh, there it is. There we go. Let me bring up the video here.
Oh, falling.
That's pretty scary if you're at oldtuberadio.net. This is what was on.
Uncle Petty, chicken
This is what
choker,
was
ring
on
the nail.
Old Radio Night tonight. But it's good we actually have the chicken cam live and direct. 21, you are checked in.
524, everything you want. No contact Hawaii. Hey, who that out there saying no contact Hawaii?
There you go.
And somebody say they have no contact Hawaii. If you've got no contact Hawaii, you are just not listening tonight. 21 is in. 22, Tyler's in. I think he's on Echolink. Let me try over here. This may not work because everything is kind of weirded out. Oh, I got to use another mouse to get onto Echolink. Who would have thunk? Am I talking? Okay, I've got a different audio. So let's see if we can make the Echolink connection. I want to see if Tyler's there. Tyler, as you know, we could hear you quite loudly here in the Central Valley. So take a transmission on Echolink, KB6GFD. See if we got Echolink up there.
Well, let's see if I got this thing set right
Yeah,
here.
all right.
I'm having the same issues over here, Dennis. Yeah, we're having a good evening. Conditions are crazy out there. Hawaiian Islands are plugging my ears as usual. But I swung the 7 element down to Cali and trying to get this old Skipper 71 down in there. It seems to be working. It's my number one station, one of my first babies of the many 71s and 73s that I own. But I was glad to hear that it made it down there to you guys. Yeah, what can I say? Having a little fun, Dennis. KFI Tango Whiskey.
No, it worked well. We had all sorts of Hawaii coming through, and then you broke right through in between. Heard you just fine. Had a couple of people shouting your way, so hopefully it is good. The Skipper 71 will get on the Old Tube Radio list tonight because we heard it live and direct, and thanks for joining us. You are checked in, KB6GFD.
Talk to you later. KFI Tango Whiskey,
All right.
number 22.
The Echolink link kind of up and working. Tyler checked in over the Echolink from Fairbanks and live and direct. If you heard the beginning of the program, I think we were recording that, so you would hear it. Let's see if SWL23 is in. SWL24, Joseph checked in at the beginning. SWL25, way out in Madera Flats. And a lot of people joining us on the video. I'll have a chance once I make sure that nothing is broken here tonight. I'm running the new audio boards behind me. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully that will solve more problems than it's created. But it is a nice thing. It just got in there quickly, so I had to do some rearranging of things and some rewiring very quickly. But it seems to be functioning. Let's go to page 2. And the DX is sort of going away. SWL 27. SWL 28. And Gary should have been getting some rain. So we had a big storm come through late this afternoon, dropped the temperatures a good 10 degrees. There is snow up in the mountains, and it is a good thing. And it's a lot of static. You can hear the static on the antenna. I thought there would be less when it rains, but obviously not. 6 hams for Easter dinner party. Okay, Gary, we're coming to your place. in the green room next Sunday. Oh, you're bringing it here. All right. He's got a Costco card, and he's supposed to request. I was wondering where that was. I don't know if there's more than one. You know, Bob and Steve often did good things with the OTR Costco card. And I see the tradition is up and running. No, I think all I need is a toothbrush. But I know if you go to Costco, you have to buy 12 in a package, so that'll last me all year maybe. All right, thanks, Gary, and you are checked in. And hopefully you did not get too much windy, stormy stuff up there in a bad mode. I've got a check-in for SWL29. Also, SWL30, Dwayne, are you listening? You've got to be hearing something, probably just Hawaii. SWL31, SWL32, shortwave listener 33, the honking proboscis of Bozo Control et al. SWL34, where's Jimmy tonight? SWL35, let me see if we have heard anything from Mr. Bill up there in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Nothing. Let's go to SWL36. SWL37 is out there, I know. Hello, Chris. Chris might have stepped away, but he will be back. In fact, I will get him checked in because he was in earlier. SWL38. Hello, Sam. Signals are fading from the Pacific, but maybe you can get Hippopotamus or one of those guys to proxy for you. SWL39. SWL40.
SWL40. Checking in.
All right, I almost keyed over you because I thought you were coming in over the crossband. But you are live and direct, and you are checked in, and we have a note that the Larry Cam is up and running. Let me see. It might be this one right here, and if I did that, would we see it? All right. Well, that's something. Let's see. Is there audio as well? Checking the audio. You can hear me. Yeah, he's checking in. All right, I'll have to refresh that because it's a little bit behind, but the Larry Cam is up and running tonight. It should refresh. Yeah, that's much better. Let's go to, where are we going, ladies and gentlemen? SWL41. Road Dog 507 is in there. I got to look at the right screen. Tri-County React from Hudson Valley, New York. Bidding everyone a good evening, and depending on how long it takes to get through the roll call, maybe even a good morning. SWL 42. I'll get 42 in the group checked in. Got proxy for 43. SWL 44. Ray, I actually heard Ray, I think, come through the skip earlier. Ray, if you're listening somewhere, obviously if you're listening over the air, you won't hear me, but I'm getting you checked in. Sounding really good last night on the Ditchbanks sideband net. SWL 45. Hello, Paul and Kelly. If you are listening, or I'm sure you're listening, we've got you checked in. I know it is probably rough to listen over the air, so maybe you are checked in via oldtuberadio.net.
Program.
96. I'll get an early check-in for Dennis up there in Kermantown, where I'm sure I can't be heard, but Mr. Prune Picker, you are checked in over.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to SWL 47. 47, over.
Can I get a 37?
Yeah, we can get a 37. You know what? It's right above my 47 marker here, so there you go, over.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis. Yeah, almost 99, almost ready, almost getting there. Not done yet, but almost 99. Dude's gone. Bye.
Over to SWL 48. I'm getting Sam checked in. I heard him on the Wednesday net. Sounding pretty good from wherever he's at. SWL 49.
295, still listening to the old radio net.
Yeah, live and direct on the Old Tube Radio Network. Looking good. We are streaming at oldtuberadio.net, live and direct at 27085. The new audio board seems to be working so far, so good. Oh, and I wanted to give a shout out to Brian. Talked to out there in the BC Rockies last night on 40 meters. We were having a good time because the band was short and it was long, and Brian popped in and sounded really good coming in. So it's always good to chat with some of the stations that are here on Saturday night, but I don't get to check them out at other times. Yeah, I do have a lot of static tonight.
Living in Hawaii. I guess I can't get through his plugging his ears in. Well, I'm back out.
I've got the wrong device here. And Brian has a great shack, too. He's got a good vintage radio shack that he transmits from, so it's good to hear that. Back to the roll call. Who is there? 147. Let me get Neil checked in while I am here on the page, and before it scrolls off and it gets too late. And what's going on in Kakalaki? Good conditions till 10 p.m. We're getting more rain and snow. Yeah, snow up at probably at 4,000 feet now, and rain pretty good today, which is a good thing.
Checking in, Dennis. K6GY.
Let's see. That is 48. Hey, Sam.
Where you at, Charlie?
KJ6TYQ. Got you checked in. KB6GFD.
Thanks, Dennis. Have a good night. Hawaii's covering you up pretty good up here, so have a good night. Thank you. KJ6TYQ.
All right, and that was Sam. 48 on the crossband and getting covered up. He's out in Madera Town, so I'm getting covered up probably miles away. So 48 in on the crossband. Thank you, Sam. That was a good deal on that one. SWL 147. Neil, I did get you checked in. So do I have it? Yeah, I've got it there. Now, if only get some of the north skip fading in here a little bit after things calm down. Let's go to SWL 50.
Okay, man. Hey, got the area, and I got no doubt about it. I will just a two-fuel in the motor too. I got take care.
SWL 51.
Just a two-fuel in my rinky dink. That's what goes on.
And I think I saw Dave. Yeah, Dave was on the. Since he can't hear me out there where he's at, he did come by oldtuberadio.net on the video side. 305 got you checked in. SWL 52. And Aaron will probably pop in. He's got many choices of check-in flavor, so we'll see what he does. SWL 53, Mr. Belair checked in early. SWL 54, I've got a proxy check-in for the board jammer. SWL 55. And I'm looking for SWL 55. Might be out of the air chair. Let's try SWL 56.
Good evening, Dennis and the net. 56, just for kick.
All right, got you checked in. Sounding good through all the noise. Thanks for joining us. And let's see, am I doing the 96? I've got, let me make it officially official. SWL 96, Mr. Prune Picker. We got you checked in because I know it is noisy out there.
99, 15, 15, here, this old man on 10-7, this mobile is gone. Bye-bye-bye.
What I want to know, is there a base station? Is there at least one base station in the mini-grass? Because every time I hear them, they are out in the mobile somewhere. I don't think there are any base antennas. They're all running mobile radio out at the water side. SWL 57. Seeing if Brown Dog Audio has scrolled off my screen from Central Kentucky. SWL 57.
Hey, 99, that two guys talking back and forth is kind of plugging my receiver.
And Rob listening in from up there in Woodland Park. Listening direct, but no luck for the Central Valley. He's only hearing Hawaii. And Rob always listening in with, there it is. I don't know how many of those, the antenna farm is still up there, but that is what's beaconing our way from Woodland Park. And it's snowing in certain parts around here in the Central Valley up on the hills. Thanks, Rob, for checking us out. I'm sure we'll do better when the skip goes away. SWL 10 and 11. I see Dan and Dapper Dan. Let me go back. I think I missed you at the beginning here. But you're both in, and I've got a new piece of audio gear behind me to hopefully make my audio. I can't do much with the visual, but maybe I can make my audio sound a little bit dapper with a few peaks and tweaks. 10 and 11, thanks for checking in.
Oh, 99, back, man.
SWL 58. SWL 59.
Break OTR.
And that is Uncle Hairball. He's probably there somewhere. The break OTR, up where it might be snowing. Go ahead.
Can you give me a rate check-in, please, Dennis, and for Eric also?
Yeah, no problem. I'm on the right page. You're just up a couple of notches here, and I'll get to 65 checked in. Did you guys get snow on this storm?
It's trying right now. Yep, I heard a plow truck go by just a second ago up on top.
All right, yeah, I checked. It's like 30 degrees up there or something like that, and so that's what happens when it's officially spring. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you, Dennis. Yeah, it's fine. It'll probably happen tonight, maybe an inch at the most, probably.
All right, well, you can have a white Christmas and a white St. Patty's Day. Thanks. Direct to net roll call, the Old Tube Radio Network, trying our best to keep it together so we can check in a few radios coming up. After the roll call here, looking for SWL 59. Oh, there it is. I just got to look in the right spot. Thank you, Uncle Hairball, for putting it up there where I can see it. SWL 60.
Well, thank you much, sir, Dennis. I hope we're making the trip to you. SWL 60, checking in, and all. Good evening to all the fellas out there.
You are making the trip just fine. No problem. Got the 60 checked in. So thanks for stopping by the Old Tube Radio Network tonight.
Thank you, Dennis.
Also, let's try SWL 61. SWL 62. SWL 63. Let me take a pause. It's actually quiet. It's quieting down. Take a little pause and see who is joining us on the video mode of operation. Catbox out of Washington, 321. Hello, Mark. Popcorn is saying hello, radio. Speaking of Mark, the guy that runs... Where is it? The guy that runs pretty much for the entire West Coast. And let me go to the Less Than Stellar camera and pretty much everywhere else. Doing the Voodoo, no, that's not going to work. Doing the Voodoo Labs thing. That is $47.99 up there in beautiful Lake Almanor, where it might be snowing. We got snow here in the Central Valley tonight, up in the 4,000-foot elevation. So it's possible, if I don't press the wrong button here, that we could have the same thing. Anyway, Mark, thanks for joining us. I got the, you can see behind me, There it is. I got the audio board up and kind of running. It is a mind bender trying to figure that out. It does so many things because it's got a matrix control that is I'm going to need a 3-unit college class to figure out how to actually run that properly. But it's up. I routed a few things through, and we are, I think, up now that I've figured out how to get the audio back into the channels here. So thanks for joining us. Skip is still in. Who else? Popcorn 913. Oops.
Right down, no doubt, man. No doubt, man. No doubt there, 99. Keep on.
All right, can't get my mouse to work now. Popcorn 913. Who else? Tower Powers listening in all sorts of ways. Cornbread is in. Foxman 362, Rockwood, Tennessee, where it's clear and 42. Last I checked, it was probably in the low 50s. No, it was 40-something around here, around these parts with a little bit of rain. Hello to Al, saying it's good to be in with the Tube Radio gang here tonight. Shortwave listeners. 007 Extreme CB. Fred is getting ready for the long drive to the Bad Girls and the Bodyguards CB Club nationwide CB radio break in Louisiana. So he's going to be jumping out of New Jersey with the I don't know if he's going to take the big motor home or what he's going to be doing, but that's, if I keep hitting the wrong button here, that's the guy, extremecb.com. Checking out the groups at 27085 and making sure that we are all not mud ducks on our prospective radios. Seeing who else is on here before we go back to the roll call. Letting it air out a little bit on 27085.
Yeah, hello, guys.
Lots of good conditions. I don't know if it's going to be like that tomorrow when we get the sun item in. JZ, come up to you. Chuckleson and Vinegar. I know they haven't seen this yet. Otherwise, they'll probably want to produce yet another 45. So I'm trying to keep Chuckles and Vinegar away from the audio board, at least until I get to have it on the air for a couple of days before it gets trashed. Dr. Sammy, hello to you. Ray is joining us. I missed the Jumping Dolphins before from Chrissy. Thank you, Chrissy. How did I miss that?
One waving, aloha.
The break OTR. Go ahead. Over.
61, checking in, Dennis.
All right, you just had to wait for net control to shut up, and you can get checked in. You are sounding good through the noise. Over.
Well, Roger that, Catbox, no doubt about it, man. We're trying to wake it up, yeah. We're trying to wake it up this Saturday afternoon there. Catbox 99, Digger 1, back in the bag. It's happy hour. Bye-bye.
All right, you're checked in, 61. All right, 21. There it is. There's JT. I see that you know what? It's from wearing that chicken outfit. That'll get you every time. So go detox from from being a chicken all night, and hopefully you will have a great rest of the evening and a good day tomorrow. Hello to Sean Flynn, listening in on the video side, the old Tube Radio Network.
23, Bubba.
And I think we're good to go. All right, KM, listening in. Dave D, I got you 51.
Digger 123, we wait.
Wayne is listening in from Nottingham, where the sun is just coming up, I think. And radio doesn't work when it's muted. Yeah, Mr. Phillip, 369, I changed some audio devices, and the computers don't like when you tell them, something new when they got something else. They just kind of default. They put their head in the sand. 188, I see you, Bobby. I'll get you checked in.
Waving aloha.
All right, there's SWL13, Mr. Cobra. I will get you checked in.
No doubt, right around the minigas. Catbox 23, waving aloha.
Obi-Wan, Space Station Boy, bring it.
We have Dirty Diaper 21, and now we have a Catbox 23. The Old Tube Radio Network looking for SWL 64. Hello, Craig. I don't think I saw you earlier, but if you're there, I'll get you checked in. Over. And they're playing Chuckleton Vinegar in Palm Springs through the Dynaco speakers. They got the Macintosh and the Dynacos up and running. That'll get you in trouble every time. Let's go to SWL 65, who I do have checked in. SWL 66. And SWL 67, Bill checked in on oldtuberadio.net. Yeah. Gotcha. Glad to see that the your Universal Media NetWeb is working tonight. Very good. Put a big X in the square for Bill up there in Oregon, I believe. SWL 68, Michael checked in earlier on the digital side. I will get NY 157 68 checked in. Thanks you, Michael.
Yeah, we're just trying to see what...
SWL 69, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Kenny, we've got you checked in here in Fresno, here in the Central Valley where it is raining. SWL 70. SWL 71. And Stan is checking in. I don't know what was going on HF. I wasn't on HF much today. I didn't hear any big time contesting going on, but there's always something. Anyway, Stan, thanks for keeping stations on the air in the VEZ program. I'm hearing a lot of new hams or people that have been off for a long time getting back on the air, and it's fun. It's fun to be out there chatting with people. Let's go to SWL 72. Shortwave listener 73. SWL 74. Got a proxy check-in for 74. SWL 76, Red Fox 1. Looking at my chart here, who is listening? Up in the balcony, way up there, New Hampshire. Yeah, up there in Concord or somewhere, a couple of unknown SWLs taking advantage of, everybody's down here where it's warm, I guess. Mountain View. Oh, that's Mountain View is the Google bots. They always like to listen. Hello, Fresno, Kerman, Wearshall, South Carolina. I know who that is. 007, Shinston, West Virginia, Plymouth, Minnesota. Hans is in from Copenhagen in the front row, Toledo, Ohio, Belfast, Maine, and a host of others.
Little Digger 1, you showing up in a minigrass there. Good.
And hello to the Google bots in Mountain View. I hope you're enjoying it. Why don't you guys get some radios out there in that big, fancy building of yours? Put up an antenna and get on the air. Let's go to SWL 77.
Good evening, Dennis. And nice to see the fancy mixer back there. I bet you're having fun. Hey, I want to say hello to all the listeners out there and everybody on YouTube and everybody here locally and out there in the radio world. Have a safe Sunday. And I'll tell you what, the DX has just been amazing. And every morning I fire the radio up and I wave a hand to 69 Kenny out there in Oklahoma. Anyway, 77, 1017 on the peanut whistle, checking in.
Making peanut butter on the peanut whistle. Now, I didn't think about that because I've done some testing on the SDRs out in Missouri and Kansas. And pretty much most of the morning and late morning, afternoon, good signal is coming through. So Oklahoma would be no different. So I'll have to see if I can't wave a hello to Kenny. We've got him checked in and you checked in as well. Sounding good, not only here in the Central Valley, but probably everywhere else. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you, sir.
And we reports of Cook Island on 28.385 about an hour ago. Well, conditions are still in. DX good all day. Hello, Ken, checking in. Private Thor, hello, radio. If we can get the link up, I'll check a little bit later. We'll jump up to you guys in British Columbia. I made a nice contact with Brian last night, direct on 40 meters out there to British Columbia. So we'll see if we can't do it here on the 10, 11 meter side. Let's go to SWL 78. And of course, Wild Wildemar is checked in. Also talked to Richard on 40 meters the other night or two. Sounding good. I wish we could get some of that short DX. We can do the same thing here on 11. Let's go to SWL 79. And I will get DC checked in. Philip was on the crossband a little bit earlier. So if you're listening 79, we've got you checked in. SWL 80. SWL 81. I'll put in a plug for Ron. I'll get him checked in. That's out in the Ditch Banks, where last night he was experiencing a little bit of the same here with DX. It's always different on sideband, though. Seems like they're a little bit better behaved. You could actually talk to them. They'll check into your net with no problems. That's the Ditch Banks sideband net Friday evenings here on the West Coast at 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 27,365. Give it a listen. Got a lot of DX check-ins last week, and sometimes there's a live stream going on that too, so you can listen in that way if it's up and running. SWL 82.
82 checking in for all the noise there. Good evening, Dennis.
All right, yeah, a lot of noise. I think, the noise, like I was saying, the noise is always more, I don't know, it's better behaved when it's on sideband. All right, got you checked in, Ron, and thanks for doing that Friday night thing. We enjoyed it. It's a good way to decompress at the end of the week. All right, SWL 83. There's a good time to check in the digital SWL because I don't think anybody else could hear me through 99 or whatever else is going on. SWL 83. JZ, you are checked in.
18 is rough, man. We're just trying to wake her up, man.
We're going to get the group SWL 84, 86, 87, and 88. You can hear Cheerios Kid Jerry on the Jefferson Noontime Net, off and running his Swan? No, his Drake. He's got a set of Drakes that run nice tube audio there on 7204 at the Noontime Net. Sounding good. We'll get Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and Snowy Owl checked in as well. Over to SWL 89. SWL 90's got a proxy. Yeah, it took a little quiet there. Now it's getting noisy again. SWL 91. Hello, Felix.
Aloha.
And Felix is saying hello, radio, to the shortwave listeners and the old tube radio operators. I'm going to go a quick check on the RA meter. See, I had to do this all the time with the other audio board because it would often start failing. So maybe I've got too much going in there right now. We'll see. But anyway, that's the deal. It's got some positive peaks and some asymmetrical yam going on. So I think we're good to go. Just kind of threw things together. It's not perfect, but it is showing that we are producing some modulation out the antenna. Let's go to SWL 92, calling Mr. Roman. Over. And yeah, I do have a lot of static tonight. Normally I don't get that. The rain's supposed to not make that so loud. Let's go to SWL 93. Shortwave listener, we go up to 95, and there is Warthog 95, checking in from Orlando, Florida. Did I hear Florida last night on 40? I should have, but I don't recall. I don't think so.
There she blows.
Shortwave listener 96, Dennis, Mr. Prune Picker, checked in via the Universal Media Netweb. SWL 97, out there in Boston. Boston 97, looking for Jim if he's out there. SWL 98. I think Tracy checked in. He sounded good on, was it Wednesday, Ned? Checking in with Net Control. Sounding pretty good here on sideband.
Big money downtown.
Pen of the week. I won't forget. Do we have one? I'm checking with chat. Yes, we do have a pen of the week. So I will try to populate the pocket protector. SWL 99. Our Radio Randy's probably on 75 meters right now. Somebody will rattle his cage and say, you know what? You've got to do that OTR thing. Go to Channel 11 and point your behemoth beam from Phoenix to the Central Valley. See if we can't find something. I'm going to try the Echo Link link. I don't have direct audio into the Echo Link. I've got the out feed, but not the in feed because I didn't have, believe it or not, the right type of connector for some reason. So we give it a shot. See what's happening on tubes on the air tonight. KD4BAO, KB6GFD over. Tony out of McClellanville, South Carolina.
Good evening, Dennis. Please check in SWL 100. Good to hear you every week. Back to Net Control, KD4BAO.
All right, 100 is checked in. I think I've got my audio up and running all around between Echo Link and 2 meters and 11 meters and everything else in the stream. You are sounding good and getting ready to do the activation for tubes on the air. Thanks for that. Thanks for listening, KB6GFD. 100 is in. SWL 102. John out there in Arkansas. And he is right there saying hello, radio to everyone. Thanks, John, for checking in. Take a pause for one of our radio celebrities. Big Rich 6520 has stepped away from whatever it is that was keeping him up late to say, hey, I think that band of tube radio things, those tube radio people are on the air. We are. Here in Central California, where they skip from Hawaii and Australia is still coming through. And our listeners from near and far out have joined us. So thanks, Rich, for dialing in the Old Tube Radio Network. What about Joey, SWL 103?
Making a whole lot of noise out there, man. AR-99. Hope you enjoy your weekend time, my brother. 141, shocker.
All right, and Joey is in, of course, 103 from Ware Shoals, South Carolina. Saw you on my screen a little bit earlier. Talked to Fresno from South Carolina today on 20 lower sideband. All right. Wasn't sure that usually if I go to channel 20, the lower sideband will be the part of the AM that's upper sideband as well. So good deal. Up to say hello to the gang here. I know we have a lot of local stations that hang around 38 lower. There's the Ditch Banks Net on 36 lower on Fridays. And always good when we have conditions. Hopefully we'll have some with this sun thing that's coming into the next couple of days. See what that does. Thanks for joining us. All right, from Ware Shoals, South Carolina to up the road where it is probably cold, windy, and certainly wet, SWL 109. Mr. Crawdad. I don't know. Maybe they had to disconnect the radios up there if it was storming.
California, 141 Maui, Hawaii. Hello.
What I'll do is I will get 109 checked in, because he's usually pretty good about making the Friday net. And again, they may have some inclement weather that's keeping them away from the radio. So 109 is checked in. SWL 110. Shortwave listener 111, Robert, checked in at oldtuberadio.net a little earlier, and obviously a little bit noisy to hear the station from Reedley. He sounds good on sideband, though, on the Wednesday night net, the Ditchbanks net. I always hear him quite well. SWL 113. And aloha to JB from the Big Island, which we are, as you can hear, we're hearing all the stations coming in tonight. Well, you guys are getting your gray line coming up. SWL 114.
114, checking in.
All right, making it through the noise as always, Wayne, and we've got an X in the square. Thanks for joining us on the Old Tube Radio Network.
All right, Dennis, thank you for the check-in.
The Old Tube Radio Network. We will be checking in those glow-in-the-dark radios coming up shortly after the roll call. Let's go to shortwave listener 128. A shortwave listener before most of us had our radios, no doubt. John being recognized by, was it Popular Electronics, with one of their SWL numbers back in the day. 128 checked in. Thanks, John, for joining us. Over to SWL 131.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR. You're sounding good. Go ahead.
Better late than never. SWL 51 checking in.
Yeah, no, sounding good. Sounding really good. And making it through the noise tonight. We've got you checked in.
Thank you, Dennis, for the late check-in.
All right, that is some smooth sounding AM audio. I looked over. I thought, is he on FM? I looked at the crossband. No, the meter's not moving. He is just dialed in as always. Thank you, Dave. Let's go over to 131, SWL 133. Shortwave listener 135. Probably too wet out on the Radio Cabana patio. I'll get a check-in, or a proxy check-in for Mr. Green Arrow. Got a proxy for 137. SWL 145. Tony is probably up there in the all the storminess, too. Hopefully they got power up there. Get a check-in for Tony. And Tony gives us the Friday night, or the Friday morning questions. And I was looking to see if we had any come in from Tony. I will check those out. If I find them, we'll go through and see what he's got. SWL 147. Neil checked in earlier from Kakalaki, saying definitely some good conditions. SWL 188. Bobby, I saw you earlier on the video stream. If you're out there, take a transmission. Shortwave listener 188, Mr. Snow Beast. We got you checked in, so I did see you on the video stream. SWL 195 up in Coarsegold. All right, well, at least you guys got power and probably all sorts of other stuff going on up there. You sound good. All right, Jim, you're sounding good tonight. All right, well, he's got power up in Coarsegold. Probably when the clouds clear, right? He's going to have some really nice... The sky was clear and blue, and the air quality was good the last couple of days, thanks to the rain and all that. It was nice to see, to be in Fresno. The sky is blue up there. And then Jim's up the hill away, so he's probably got good conditions looking down to the valley. Question, do I have Turner mics? I have like a +3 somewhere that I don't use, obviously on this radio. I've got the +2 look-alike on the EF Johnson, but it's not behind me at the moment. And I might even have a Turner desk or a Turner hand mic of some sorts, but I'm more into the broadcast style microphoniums that kind of take precedence over the other stuff. But I suppose if I'm running real radio direct, I'm going to have something like a Turner or D104. The Shure 444 is always a good bet. Let's go to SWL 226. And any late check-in. And there's Charlie. If I didn't get you, let me make it official, because I might have skipped over there. There's SWL 16. And okay, yeah. Before let's talk quickly about microphones, because I will get to the radio check-ins. This is the new windscreen on the shotgun element that's on the AKG microphonium. So it goes from here to there. So I mean, that's a long microphone, but it's shotgun style and it needs a windscreen. Probably not for what we're doing here. Maybe we'll have to wait till we start getting winds coming through. But if you're using a shotgun outdoors, which is typically what you're doing, you're pointing at things, you have wind coming off the side, and that's what it's for. And it does help at the end here if I want to drive into the element a little bit. It keeps me from popping my proverbial peas, don't you know? So there you go. And it's kind of in the shot, but I could probably put it way up out of the shot and have it beaconing down. I might try that. All right. We are going to do the radio check-ins, which is why we are here, why we've been here for a long, long time. Our two radio operators are warming up their sets, and I hope you have, if you don't get a chance to join us live, that you had a chance to transmit on your radio, tube or not, this week. Back in moments. I got to do a couple of reconfiguration things, and we'll be back in moments with your tube radio check-ins. We have a little traveling music there. Boy, I hate that stat. I hope I'm on the right antenna.
Now, who's playing the piano?
Yeah, okay. Am I on the right antenna? Sometimes I get more static when I'm not. Let me see here. We are right antenna, and the noise blanker. Guys, absolutely nothing. All right. Resetting the stream. I'll be right back.
I thought that was part of the old Tube Network check-in. Wasn't the piano?
Refresh. And refresh. Extra audio. Refresh. Still takes a long time on that. Someday will be ergonomically correct around here. Extra audio. Squelch that out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. A little RF gain control.
Break OTR.
And, oh, we got a breaker. Let's see. Hello, radio, KB6GFD.
Yeah, good evening, Dennis. I was in the closet replacing the UPS that the Magic Smoke came out of, and I haven't gotten the other radio tuned up yet, but I will take an X in the square for SWL 52.
All right, very good. We're in the transition between check-ins and tubes, so perfect timing, and hopefully good luck on replacing the items and letting the smoke, or putting the smoke back in. KB6GFD.
Very good. Yeah, I knew it was a good time because I have the YouTube stream up on the iPad. So we'll catch you later. K6US1.
Got to work on my levels. Never have the audio board behind you. That's the main thing. All right, it is that time, ladies and gentlemen.
You may not find us on your TV because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
Your Old Tube Radio Network at 27085 on most Saturdays throughout the year. My name is Dennis, one of the many net controllers who have plunked into the air chair on the Old Tube Radio Network, doing what a net controller should do, and that is listening for the Tube Radio check-ins. And we'll be doing that right now. OTR standing by. Get some of those soggy radios up on the bench. There's the S meter. I've got the RF gain. If I take it down, that's the noise we got. So I'm bringing it in. Bring it up to about an S4, S5, so it's not so painful to listen to. All right, hello, Joe. I hear you. The radio's talking back a little bit. Take a transmission.
Well, Dennis, if it's all possible, I'd like to check this 223 in. We've done a little work to the audio, and we need your opinion there.
All right, this is the dime a dozen opinion frequency. You have plenty of audio. However, if you've got a preamp mic, it may be putting too much in because you do have a little bit of, or maybe even more than a little bit of oscillation coming in, a little squeal, as they say, over.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm in no position to set that part. Maybe I could help cut down the audio. It's a brand new thing here we're trying out. But Dennis, since we're on the airway there, I'd like to check in my 223. 10 tubes, 10 channels. I'm sorry, all 23.
Working the main line.
All right, E.F. Johnson, Messenger 223. I'll bring the picture up. I'm just trying to diagnose the issue. It's also missing a lot of low frequencies, almost as though possibly an impedance mismatch. There could be an impedance mismatch going on because it's got the oscillation. It's got plenty of audio, but I think it doesn't need all that much. And depending on the microphone, in which we will find out, I'm going to say maybe you've got a D104 going on or something like that. But let us know. Take a transmission, over.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, we have a D104. It is wired to this, but it's like you say, it may be too much for it. I have got a D104, not a battery operated one, doggone it, maybe that's what I'll need to do. But in the meantime there, what I'd like to do is change this mic over real quick.
Yeah, let's do that because it's definitely getting oscillation. It doesn't. You don't even have to be talking for it to be there. So it is not happy either with an impedance mismatch or maybe a little bit too much audio gain from the microphonium. So see what happens when you make the switch to the other microphone. Over.
License in pavement. What the hell is this?
Well, Dennis, that took a minute or so. Sorry about that. But we did switch it back over to the original microphone, and we will be working on that stock mic, D104.
All right, the squeal is gone. Fidelity's back, but now the gain is low, maybe 50 to 70% modulated. But you've got a good signal, so I don't have any problems hearing your audio there. So it's one of those things. Speaking of the three little pigs, that or Goldilocks and the three bears or whatever. It's like there's like the too little, too much, and we're working for the just right. We're looking for the just right. Over.
Okay. That makes a whole lot of sense to me. We definitely want to keep it on the good side for the OTR. No doubt about that. Yeah, we'll work on the situation. I didn't have any thing to hear back what it sounded like, so I just thought I would go ahead and plug it in and see what it sounded like or what the reports that I was going to get on it. But anyway, Dennis, like I said, this is my 223. And right now, the original stock mic with all the good things going on, except for the audio. These are funny mics. You almost operate them as if it were a stock hand mic. You don't set them back and set yourself back on the easy chair and do any transmitting on it. You probably wouldn't be heard.
Honolulu 86.
Yeah, making through Honolulu. So yeah, there's got to be a way to beef up the audio output just a little bit, and obviously the radio is capable of that because we heard it with the other microphone, but the radio wasn't happy. That way. I was checking to see if the Larry Cam was up. I think they're doing some technical items. Let me see if we've got your audio going on or not. No, just a lot of static. I was going to see if we could you could hear the audio. So it's working. We've got the E.F. Johnson Messenger 223 dialed in on our list as radio number. Actually, radio number 2. Radio number 1 was the Skipper 71 at the beginning of the program. We gave a proxy to Anchorage or Fairbanks coming in through the skip. So let's see, on the D104. So when you unplug the microphone on that radio, you get no receive audio. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah, because you're relay switching. So I wonder if that has something to do with how it gets wired, because I remember they used to have on the +2 microphones, it was a switch. It was relay switching and electronic switching. But obviously, if it's working, you must have that taken care of. It's not. It's giving you audio when you plug it in.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying there on the switching on the switcher. Yeah, no, I don't. You know what? I didn't try to see if it would work if I switched it over, but of course these kind of mics you got to knock the bass out. That takes a little bit of time there. So yeah, we'll do a little more research. Like I say, it was something that we thought we could do, and we got it wired up. But of course, we didn't have the feedback on it, so we had to kind of leave it at that. So for the meantime, right now, we're going to stay with the stock mic. And furthermore, the radio itself is working, I think, is okay in working condition. It's well lit, good looking radio.
It is a good looking radio. Let me see what the audio is. We're looking at this. Okay, I don't know what the video is doing. Okay, it's not working. So let me go.
New stream.
A new stream. So how do we do that?
You gotta go back to my the homepage and click on live, and then go to the
Okay, I don't know what the video. No, I can't get the video out of there. Okay, it's not working. So let me go.
Where are you?
How do we do that? Wow. Sometimes this technical stuff gets difficult. Let me see if we got audio from the screen now. See what the delay is. All right, still not working. All right, anyway, what was I going to say? Sometimes the technical stuff gets in the way of the radio stuff. Joe, you did a good job on the microphone. If you can get that amount of volume without the squeal, I think you'll be in good shape. But as you mentioned, it's back to the drawing board, at least for a little bit, over.
Yeah, okay, we'll work on that. I'm not sure what the squeal was from. I don't know if it was because I'm warming up another radio and it kind of fed back into it. I did turn it off and it did kind of help a little bit, but we'll know more, a little more there the next time around.
Okay, I think I've got some audio playback for you. Let me bring that up.
I don't know if it was because I'm warming up another radio and it kind of fed back into it. I did turn it off and it did kind of help a little bit. But,
yeah, you can hear the audio quality is good on that microphone, no squeal.
A little more there.
It is just under-modulated. You're probably 50 or 60% modulated, and I know you could fill out the scope a little bit better. So not a problem.
And it kind of fed back into it. I did turn it off and
not a problem if you need to use that microphone, over.
Yeah. Sounds good from what you played back there. It sounds good. I kind of like that. Yeah, I could use a little more audio on it, but it doesn't have to be very strong.
So not a problem.
In fact, I think I may have a Johnson hand mic that I might hook up to this for the next time around, and we'll see how that plays out. Yeah, it sounds good from what you're.
All right, just checking a few things. You are almost dead on frequency too, with that radio right on frequency. So do not put that off to the side. That's a good check-in radio for a long, long time. It is our second radio, the E.F. Johnson Messenger 223, produced by E.F. Johnson in Waseca, Minnesota. From what, 1969 to 1972, something like that. Even made it into the Sears catalog under a different name, but looked about the same. Thanks for bringing it by.
Thank you, Dennis, and I appreciate the feedback on the radio there for sure. Okay, we'll get out of here and get another one warmed up.
77.
All right, 77 is in. Let me take a quick pause here to do a couple of things that, if I don't do them now, the computer is going to blow up. Thank you. I wanted to say, SWL 99, Radio Randy is in, probably from his appearance on 40 meters. Randy, the skip is in, but it's all from Hawaii. If you turn the beam this way, you're going to be hearing Australia and Hawaii and New Zealand, which is not a bad thing, but if you're trying to hear the old Tube Radio Network, that might kind of get in the way. Let's see, what else was I going to say? Well, the pen. Thank you very much about the pen. And where did we put it? Right here. The pocket protector today is D&J Radio Sales from 220 North Meacham. There's not enough light in here for me to see this black pen. Let's go to the less than stellar camera here, but there you go. It's D&J Radio Sales. It's a nice looking pen as always. Can you see that? Phone number. Where are they at? Where's D&J Radio Sales? You know what? I took everything down. I forgot to bring my little radio light here. The Three River Falls, Minnesota. All right. All you Minnesota stations out there, we have your D&J Radio Sales Pen doing it tonight. Let me say, the breaking station, thanks for standing by, and I think it was 77. Go ahead now. Over.
Yes, sir. 77 on the old school bus here. The Cam 88 with a, as Harvey would say, a golden beagle in front of it there. Go ahead.
Wow, it's sounding good. You know what? I'm going to use you to... I readjusted some stuff on the new audio board, and now I've got the Orban meter. You have nice, loud audio, so I'll use you as my test adjuster tonight. I'll also find a picture of that very marvelous radio from B&K, I do believe, to take a transmission.
Yeah, B&K Industries, Cobra Cam 88. Good healthy glowing tubes, and gets out there and makes a little bit of noise.
Actually makes a lot of noise. That'd be a good skip shooting radio. I think I've got my incoming audio adjusted. We'll put up a shot for those who may or may not be familiar with, there it is, the B&K Cobra style of school bus. The wheels going around, speaker right in the front, modulation light winking and blinking, especially with that. I wonder what you're doing on the audio side. Are you amplifying something?
The Golden Eagle is amplified, and the Dyna Boost is on at the moment, and yeah, that modulation light is doing its thing. For those that don't know, I know a lot of people know the story. This was my father's radio, so as I was a little kid looking up, watching him shoot and skip with his Black Cat modulator next to it, I would have never thought I'd be sitting here talking on the same radio, but it couldn't have happened if it wasn't for the magic that Harvey did and made sure everything was squared away so we could get out here and talk on the old Tube Radio Network.
And we're glad you did. That's why we are here every week, to give these radios a chance to drive around the block, to come out of hiding and hibernation that they've been, for years, 10, 20, 30 years, and to hear the stories behind the radios such as yours. It's staying in the family and sounding good and broadcasting, beaconing, transmitting everywhere, not only on Channel 11 here, but over the Universal Media Network. It is a nice sounding radio. Somebody just commented. Probably one of the best ones that Cobra put out, and it has been obviously well taken care of, and we're glad it's back on the air in the CB position.
Yeah, we are we are more than happy with what Harvey did with the radio, and just ecstatic that we have somewhere like this, Old Tube Radio Network, and yourself, Dennis, to let us get out here and exercise the tubes and have some fun with it.
Yeah, I'm just put the meter up so people can see the 35 over signal, and no, he is not mobile on the driveway. He is down the road a piece, as we say in the business. So good signal and good audio from the radio. We will put it down as radio number 3 tonight, and if the skip is still in, I'm sure they're hearing it from Central California, the D104 and Cobra Cam 88. Probably got some good tubes in there. Probably got some nice rolled, I don't know what style. Someone was asking about, whether RCA or GE or what's the other one, Millard or, Telefunken. What are the best tubes? I might just have, might even have some Radio Shack tubes. They sold tubes. Whatever tubes it's got in there for the audio, it's doing good.
I believe this one's all Sylvania.
All right, they work well. There's like S9. Greg mentions you have tubes, audio tubes that work well or better for music, and you'll have some styles that will work better for audio, and it just takes a little testing and swapping to find out which one will work for the radio, and I think you have them in there. Take another transmission. Oh, you know what? Let me see if we've got the Larry Cam settled up here. Let's see if we got some audio coming from you.
For music, and you'll have some...
All right, that's just me, but you're coming up, so take a transmission. We'll do the playback.
All righty. Well, we're glad that we can get out here and let everybody hear this good old radio that for many years I would sit on the couch and watch Dad and listen to all the stations he talked to all over the United States, for many, many years. All right, Dennis, we appreciate it. And 73s to all the listeners out there, 77, 1017 on Cobra Cam 88.
All right, wow.
And listen to all the stations he talked to all over the United States, for many, many years. All right,
you are filling up the waterfall big time. That's let's see, there's the initial, 1, 2, 3, like 8K of audio, and it's got some extra flavor off to the side. You are just a little bit low on frequency, but not much, and when it keys up, it's rock solid. Breaking the doors off of the SDR down there. Sounding good. Thanks for bringing it by, over.
Thank you, sir. I sure appreciate it.
The Old Tube Radio Network. I'm going to try the Jingle Singers. We got in late with this audio board, and I don't even know if they are hooked up. So just tell them to do what they do best, and we'll see if it comes through. I'll bring their microphones up. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. For music and the latest news from home and from afar, the station for you is
OTR, Old Tube Radio.
The station for you is
OTR.
Now they actually sound pretty good on both the stream and the radio. I may have to put some compression, but we can do that now. We've got fancy stuff. We can put compressors and limiters and all sorts of things on the Jingle Singers. They are up and running, sounding good. Let's see, want to say hello. 23 Skidoos. And let me get the chart where I actually get my mouse here, and we'll get 23 Skidoo, who I don't know if you bypass the rain out where you are, but here in the Central Valley we had this very windy, cold storm jump in, so you probably sent it our way. 23 is checked in. And we, of course, are listening for radio number 4.
Dennis, I could probably help you with radio number 4.
All right, I'm not too paper challenged here. I'm sure I could get another one written up. And you're sounding good as always, so take a transmission. The SWLs are wondering what it is you might have.
Well, I guess if we could, take a little ride over to maybe a little state called Iowa, where probably they manufactured this little radio, and I mean little. I'd like to check in my Hustler from CB World Radio Labs, the Hustler. I call it the Hustler Bass. My big bass, but it's really a little one.
Well, let's see. It's got a few less tubes than your last radio, 7. But it's the little radio that could. World Radio Labs, right on the front. 23-channel tunable receive, and 8-channel transmit with an extra selectable one. I'm taking it that you probably do not have the blue microphone on tonight.
No, I don't have the blue microphone on. I do have the Turner Plus 3 on it, though. This one is a keeper. Sort of getting to be a rare mic, too. But we like it for this radio, and it kind of makes the little glow light that it has a little happy when we're on this microphone. But you're looking at 7 tubes and 8 whole channels.
And of course, channel 11 is in the mix, as it should be. Let me go to that, and we're going to see if you are showing up, wherever it might be. Where did it go? Showing up on the replay here. Could be that right there. Bring in some audio. And of course, channel 11. And of course, now the delay is off. So I'll have to catch you next time. But it looks good on the scope. Take a transmission.
Yeah. I think you've got a little more going on over there than probably you need another hand to keep it going, because here on this end we're definitely not like you said a minute ago, having to worry about limiters and all kinds of stuff.
Get on the scope. Take a transmission.
Unfortunately, this little radio has 4 knobs. It has a volume, and it has a little I guess you could call it a spotter switch. A little slot there for maybe for an extra crystal there if you'd had a notion to make that a special crystal, channel 11, and a little fine tuning, but nothing else out of the ordinary there. No fancy stuff. Just all that's needed to run a bass.
Mobile or bass, I'm sure it'll sound good. Yeah, you're doing good on the replay here.
And a little fine tuning, but nothing else. Nothing else out of the ordinary there. No fancy stuff. Just.
It looks good. Looks good on the meter. You are. Where's the frequency? You're about maybe a K-suit. No, that 800 cycles low, but it stays right on when it keys up. The carrier hangs in there really nice, and it's good 3K audio, even with not trying. So you're doing good. Radio 4 is alive and well, and it is a fan favorite.
Thank you much, Dennis. These poor little 7 tubes that are in this box here are always working to please the guy. Not very much heat coming out of these 7 tubes, but it does the job. Okay, Dennis, thanks a lot. We've got another one warming up.
Okay, good deal. Sounds nice. Thanks for bringing it by. Always appreciate you taking some time out of your your Saturday afternoon. You take time on Friday too, but Saturday evening to join us here on the Old Tube Radio Network. The jingle singers worked well last time. We'll try them again one more time. Just make sure it wasn't... Yeah, it is good.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, your favorite spot on the dial by far is known to you as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
The station for you is
OTR.
And Joe, you've got the multiple jumping dolphins from Chrissy. So that's always a good sign that you're in the top shelf with the radios. OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network here in Central California. We're listening for your check-ins.
FYI.
This is the FYI frequency. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's going to be a solar storm that's going to hit us on the 25th. The radio conditions may go out for a while on that day.
Is this the aftermath of what they saw coming from the sun, was it the other day or 2 days ago?
No, it's from today. We had an X1 flare from actually 2 sunspots.
Okay, what was the hole that was pointed the other way? That was something different.
Yeah, the hole that was about 3 days ago, and that's I don't think that's pointed at us now, but this one, the X1 class flare it's aimed right at us.
Okay, right now I'm looking at the chart. The A is way up there. It's 36. It should be down in single digits. The K is 4. It should be down in like 1 or 2. And it's in the red. And let's see. And all the conditions say that they're bad, even though that was proved otherwise, moments ago. The sun looks very active. Sunspot number at 146, and there's SFI's at 209. So we're up over 200 on the Flex Index. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and on the 25th, we may have aurora for locations at 50 degrees north and higher.
So check your anemometers to see what degree you're at, to see if you need to look up in the sky or not.
And don't forget to look up.
And you are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. Real radio is going in the dark, thanks to you. We are here in Central California. 27085 is our frequency that we're beaconing, or trying to beacon anyway, and standing by for your radio check-ins. I've got static tonight I don't normally have. And hello to who joined us? Liberty Lake, up near Liberty Lake, Washington. Jumping in to see what the conditions are doing. Now here's a picture of a Cobra Cam 88 I should have used when Dennis was on, from Roberto Carlos Pinto. Let me see if I can bring it up on the screen here. Yeah, now look at that. There's the microphonium. Looks like it's seen better days, but that is a nice looking Cobra Cam 88 with the Dynaboost, the modulation light. It's even on. You can see the S meter going on with that. Not mine, but received from friends, he says. So it's nice to get a radio from friends. But there's the Cobra Cam 88. Looks good, sounds good. See that ETC, the Espresso Trucking Company, signed a closing act for Taylor Swift's tour, singing their hits in the parking lot after the show. You know, if they start before the show, there might be tailgating and no one would ever go inside. Not because they were enjoying the music, maybe because they would leave earlier than they thought. And Chrissy is checking in her Robin, but I can't hear it. You know, that's something. Suppose they checked in radios and I couldn't hear them. Does that mean they're not checked in or that they're not radios? No, I think so. We should do a virtual check-in night. Everybody check in your radios that I can't hear, and I'll write them on the list. We're going to get 60 radios that way. I don't know. We've still got time, Chris. You've still got another 20 minutes or so here. And with the numbers like that, with those big numbers, maybe we will get some DX conditions. I don't know if the map shows up there. Oh, look at that. There's our DX map. There is some activity on the East Coast for 11 meters still. So if there happens some stuff, maybe we'll get something like that too. You've got to stand by.
$60.
Yeah, if there's a radio check-in, there's nobody to hear it. Did it really check in? But I'm hearing this one. Hello, Joe. Take a transmission, over.
Thank you much, Dennis. I'd like to check in my Robin with my 123B. Doggone it, last time I think we were on it, we had done some work to the microphone. I took and lowered it down a little more. I just got it cracked open. I hope she's sounding okay.
Yeah, sounding great. I'm going to put it up here, and we will use this check-in to also fill in for SWL10, who probably was doing the same thing moments ago, trying to check in the T123B on channel 11. And it was heard by somebody, but unfortunately not us. But we are hearing yours. There it is, the green machine, and it's sounding good. I like what you've done on the audio on that, over.
Yeah, it took a little bit of work. I think we followed the instructions right. We're not very good at instructions. I'm not going to lie. I might be the first to admit it, but yeah, maybe we have to go over the paper a couple of times to get it right there. But anyway, we're near there now. We're starting to see some better needle movement on the radio and a little brighter red light modulating. Working these 11 tubes, all 23 channels, Robin 123B.
All right, let me jump over to the replay audio.
But anyway, we're near there now. We're starting to see some
nice audio,
better needle movement on the radio and a little brighter red light modulating. Working these 11
looks
tubes,
really good on the scope.
all 23 channels, Robin 123B.
That's interesting. All right, let me jump over. Changed frequency a little bit at the end.
Audio.
There's your audio playing back over your audio. Nice carrier and good modulation. Good solid light up on the upper and lower sideband. So I think you've got it right where you want it, over.
Yeah, well, I got a feeling there, Dennis, there were the work that we have done to the mic and the new element and putting a capacitor at the bottom to go along with this new element, because you can't find those 320s anymore. And doggone it, it kind of goes along with the radio. It's a good-looking radio, a good working radio. I'm not too sure yet on the back end how exactly to work the plate and the tune, but maybe that'll be another day and another time there that we take a moment to look at that stuff back there. The radio itself in front is with the extra speaker light, your modulation light, your PA light. A lot of lights on this radio, Dennis. You'd like this one. It has a volume, a boost 12, set your tone, and a fine tune, And the RF gauge.
Uh-oh.
And expandable range switch.
All right, I'm hesitating. I'm pausing just a second. Had the S meter up, and I don't know if it was my end or your end, but as you took the long transmission there, it started sort of fading away. Take a transmission over. And maybe, just maybe, it's really faded away.
All right,
yeah, we
I'm
can see it on the
hesitating.
scope.
I'm pausing just a second.
You can see it on the scope as it fades away. Notice the audio.
I don't know if it was my end or your end, but as you took...
You can see the audio sort of fading out on the carrier. The carrier is strong. It was just the audio faded down. Oh, over. Okay, hopefully it's... hopefully there's no smoke coming out of that radio, but you could just see the carrier was good. The audio faded out. Perhaps an overheated tube. Who knows?
Kind of hard to say, Dennis. Like I said, this radio really gets super hot. But anyway, we'll look into it. Might have been we pulled the plug on the backside, or maybe we moved something on or what? Maybe squeezing the mic hard enough to.
The carrier was good. The audio,
but it looks to me like it's still working for us.
Yeah, it's still there. In fact, here you come up on the audio. No, it came in real good that time.
This radio really gets super hot. But anyway, we'll look into it. Might have been we pulled the plug.
No.
On the backside, or maybe we moved something on.
Okay, no, it's still there. Just in the prior transmission, the audio slowly faded away as though you were turning down the microphonium. This radio slowly drifts lower on frequency, and then it makes, just before you unkey, that is so strange. It makes that little hook. It knows that you're ending your transmission. This is a very interesting radio you've got there.
Yeah, well, doggone it. I can only see what's on this end, Dennis, and of course on your end there. Yeah, you're telling me all about it there, and that's good to know. I'm sure a little more work is probably needed because I mean this stuff that we're doing to it. We're not a technician. We're just following the old blue prints on the paper there, and hopefully someday we'll get it all right there and be able to sit on and talk for hours on it.
K6VLF, K6MI Mobile.
Hey, well, there's 73 checking in. Yeah, it's good. You were getting some good comments on the listeners here, and it's good. Nice. It's good full fidelity. Doesn't sound pinched. No squeal. So that is one to put in the record books. Over for the microphone.
Thank you much, Dennis. We'll do that.
Hey, John, can you QSY to 146.565?
Okay, 565. I will try and do that.
And I will get SWL 73 checked in. KB6GFD.
Thank you, Dennis. K6MI.
All right, 73's checked in. Joe's looking good for radio number 5 on the Robin. That one's definitely a keeper. Thanks, Joe.
K6VLF QSY.
Yeah, I think I got it. Alright, did it by burial and driving. And 189 off ramp.
All right.
Well, I guess I've got a loose wire, Dennis. I'll have to hunt her down.
Yeah, or something is not happy inside the radio, but when it's there, it's there.
Yeah, I seen that a minute ago, the way it dropped off. Okay, well, that'll do it for me, Dennis, and we'll work on this one tomorrow there for sure. It was super fun. Well, take care.
Indeed. All right, and now, and 23, with the new audio device, finding the mute button, which of course is behind me, we'll fix that, is only a finger away to mute Yeah, see, to mute, and I think that's it. My problem is I just threw all the sources on the board and in some random willy-nilly fashion, and so I wasn't sure what to mute, but it makes it nice to mute, like that right there. I think that's the one. Anyway, the Old Tube Radio Network. Let's go to the Jingle Singers. We still have a little bit of time to get your check in. If you didn't get in because of the noise, the DX on the shortwave listener side, we'll take your check in, of course, anytime. And if you have a radio you'd like to stop by and it's warming up, we will do that before we get out of here. The Jingle Singers saying hello radio to our Old Tube Radio Network.
You're listening in the latest style at
27.085 megahertz. Channel 11 Old Tube Radio.
In wonderful
Fresno, California.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful Fresno, California. Yeah, Aaron, it's got matrix stuff, so it's going to take a lot of learning on my part to know how to assign things, and I was making it more difficult than it needs to be, but it should do a lot of nice things when I figure out how to use it. It's been sitting for a while. I haven't had time. I just brought it in this afternoon and did a quick run over, and it's amazing how many cables and ends and connectors that you have, that you don't have, that you need, or that are almost long enough. So it was a chore, but I got enough things on to make it work and maybe make myself happy that it's going to be way better than the one that was failing. The Old Tube Radio Network, listening for your check-ins. I just dialed in the Squamish uplink, and it looks pretty good, so we'll be chatting with the guys up there in just a little bit. And that's right. Where is Harvey tonight? Maybe he has a leaky roof and had to go plug a hole or something. And hello, Douglas, 333, the Old Tube Radio Network here in Central California, having a good time as always. All right, we got a chance. Let me bring the audio up. So we always have that little bit of delay. So bring the audio up on the... Oh, is it working? No, I got to dial it back up again. Zip into 27085 AM. All right, there's the audio from the uplink. Leave that in the background. See if the indoor antenna can make it in tonight. I know, like I said, I was talking to British Columbia 40 meters last night to Brian with no problem on the wire. So let's see if we can do a little trickery here.
Quarter OTR, 111, Private Thor in the Mobile.
All right, this Private Thor Mobile sounding good.
Hey, good evening, OTR, Dennis, 428. Squamish boys waving. I'd like to wave a hand to everybody out there. Take care. Have a great show as usual, Dennis. Catch you next weekend, 73s. Waving a hand.
All right.
Sound good, 333 and 428, 111 said so.
They got a clear frequency up there tonight.
Thanks, Dennis.
Looking good at the old Tube Radio Network.
Yeah, thanks for opening up, Dennis. 73s from the Squamish Boys.
Oh, he's sounding good. I wish we'd get some conditions. Like I said, I had no problem with BC last night.
Thank you kindly, everybody.
And that is a nice, quiet uplink.
Indoor antenna, Wilson 1000, loud and clear.
Yeah, there's the indoor antenna, not doing too bad. 333 looking good. The old Tube Radio Network counting and amounting, but there is still time.
42 on that, O2ER.
Come to think of it, 23 Skidoo, I did hear Roger.
Yeah, I can just barely hear you there, 333. Waving a hand to everybody out there again, 428 standby.
How about one from the Radio Lounge?
The Radio Lounge is a good thing, over.
You're going to have to forgive me for being so late, but good evening from the Radio Lounge. This is 47.
Hello, 47. Not a problem being late. We'll get you checked in on the SWL side, and I will pull out the Tube Radio list that was... It didn't want to go to bed right now. It wanted another entry, so we will. You will help out with that. Over.
Oh, good. Well, I got to say, if you'd walk into the Radio Lounge right now, you could actually smell which radio. I was wishing to check in. This is my Robin T123B. That smells like just an absolutely delightful old vacuum tube radio that might have been operated by someone who enjoyed smoking every now and then.
They didn't read the no smoking sign.
No, I don't think they did, and I don't mind it. It just adds to the authenticity of, I think, that era that this radio was used in.
Well, I know back in the day, and even the control rooms, the radio and television control rooms, they allowed smoking. At some point, the engineers realized that they were doing a little bit of extra work on the equipment when there was smoke around them. So they put up the signs, no smoking. So there you go.
Okay, well, this particular radio is not smoking right now. It's absolutely delightful to use. Everyone sounds great on it. I wouldn't say it had the audio clarity on receive as my other Robin, just a straight 123. But it sounds great. This particular radio, I think the best I can say is it gives everyone kind of the old vintage AM radio type of sound, if that makes any sense.
It does, and that is because you've got some analog devices. You have tubes that have different headrooms than transistors. You probably have a very old cone speaker in there that I don't know what condition is in. It's probably in good shape, and it is the sign of the times.
It's not the radio, it's the operator.
Over.
Yeah, I can't vouch for that, but what I can say, unfortunately, is I do have experience with radios with bad speakers. I do have a really awesome pair of 1970s Sherwin Vega home speakers that all the foam on the bass speakers needs to be replaced. But this one, I think it does actually have, well, I'm going to assume we all know that assumptions are dangerous, especially in today's world. But I'm going to assume this is the original speaker in this radio. Unlike the speaker in my other Robin, which I think a cat may have played a part in the original speaker's demise. But no, this one sounds great. Well, and to be more accurate, everyone else sounds great on the receive on this thing. It's super late, and I feel super uncomfortable. It just feels like I'm having to scream into this thing. I know I always make that comment. But it's a fun radio, and it looks great. I think this is the probably the most the newest looking radio I have in my collection. Newest, even though it's over 50 years old.
Yes, many of these radios have seen their 50th reunion at their prospective radio high schools. But it sounds okay. Yeah, I mean, you could always use a little more audio, but your full quieting just about coming through. The channel is now not noisy like it was. So no need to, as the who was it said, no need to scream and shout. The screaming and shouting is actually being done out of state, where Chrissy is heralding yet another Green Robin on our list. Over.
Oh, good. Well, I was really paying attention to my receive audio on that one, and you sound absolutely fantastic. So I hate to ask you this because it's going to be compared to the microphone that I'm using now, which is a completely unamplified but stock, and it's pretty good looking, I must say, unamplified Robin microphone on this particular radio. I have to ask you what mic you're using on yours, because it just sounds absolutely phenomenal. I know that there are other pieces of equipment that are also playing a part in what you're putting out. Oh my gosh, it sounds great.
All right, we're going to go to the other cam here. There's your carrier.
Which is completely unamplified, but stock.
Got another carrier in with that. Skip may be coming, but you can hear the signal, the noise. Now that's on Larry's radio. You do sound much louder on the radio here, but that's sometimes what a full quieting carrier with a lower audio will do. So, yeah, if you ever get the amplified microphonium or something for that, it would be a good choice on that radio. Good, nice, strong carrier coming in. By the way, the microphone I'm using, and I've said it before, so I'll keep it at 25 words or less, is the AKG, was it C460B, with now extra flavor on the shotgun element with the Sennheiser windscreen to make it look even more dapper. And there's one for SW11. And then, of course, it's my voice into that radio, so it's as good as it gets. Over.
Okay. Well, I gotta say, I don't have much faith in what I'm putting out, especially after listening to that. It just makes me, not good audio on the AM mode. But going back to my original comment, everyone else sounds great on it. So thanks for letting me check it in. Certainly appreciate it.
He's doing two crossbands
there.
here.
There it is. Fun radio to use. And so thanks for letting me check it in from the Radio Lounge 47.
Yeah, you had me looking around. You got me there, Mike, because I was wondering what happened. What was going on with the audio? It started to get a flange effect to it. I looked and the meter was okay and my stuff was okay and I didn't have the second audio in. But then I looked over the crossband and I noticed the second audio was coming from that. That is the delay. What the people were hearing, if you were listening on the Universal Media Network, you heard the flanging come in. That is the delay between hearing over the air on the CB radio and hearing over the air on the FM radio, and then they're both getting mixed into the same audio stream through the same board. So the time delay just variable. I'm not sure if it's processing between the FM or how it does it. It's interesting. It had just a very slight flange to it. So maybe FM and AM hit the antennas differently. That was a very interesting little experience. Experience for me and experiment for you. Radio number 6, the Robin T123B. It is sounding good, and I'm going to stand by because I think Harvey has entered the air chair and needs to take a transmission. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah, I just made it home.
Well, there you go. You made it home in time to key your radio up. Over.
Roger. And not the Golden Beagle. The Golden Beagle is taking a break tonight.
Yeah, I can tell because you have an uncharacteristic golden hum in your audio.
Is it humming right now?
It is humming right now, even when you don't speak.
Yeah. I must check some cats then. Yeah. This is one of those devices I picked up. I got the receive going and the transmitter's going, but I guess it's got a hum.
Well, are you on the range boost? I would say kill the range boost just to make sure.
No range boost.
No, it's super loud audio. The audio is very loud. S7, S9, yeah, that's not a range boost S meter, but it definitely has a hum in there. It's not super loud, but it's loud enough that you probably wouldn't like it.
Well, I'm going to have to turn one of my other radios on so I can hear it. Okay. I don't think it's the mic, but I can plug another mic in while you talk.
All right, I'm going to bring up the other camera here. Maybe you can hear it. Let's see.
S7, S9, yeah, that's not a range
coming up.
S meter, but it definitely has
we'll check your frequency as well.
It's
the
not
Old Tube Radio Network.
super loud, but it's loud enough that you probably wouldn't like it.
Well, I'm going to have to turn one of my other radios on so I can hear it. Okay.
I don't know if that's coming through, but in your talk you covered up, but it's there. Boy, I love that ping. That ping goes out, let's see, 10K wide. Nice, 7K audio. You are just slightly high on frequency. It's just slightly, like maybe 10, 20 cycles, but it's got plenty of audio over.
Okay. Unamplified D104. I'm high on frequency? Huh. Hang on. How's that right there on frequency?
I think we watched you dial it in. We had the display. Let me bring the audio up.
You are just slightly high on frequency. It's just slightly, like maybe 10,
I'm going to see when you come in.
20 cycles, but it's got plenty of audio over.
Yeah, you're going to key up. There's the ping.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely high.
Amplified D104.
Let's see if we can watch it come down
I'm high on
down
frequency?
the pipe. The Old Tube Radio Network here. Oh, there it is. There's the adjustment.
How's that right there on frequency?
Right on. Yeah, you nailed it over.
I think we watched you dial it in. We had the...
Well, that's odd. My free counter says 049 flipping to 50. And staying at 50. Maybe it's going to drift up. No, back to 4950. Okay, still got the hum though, right?
Yeah, and it's. I think it's induced by something. It seemed like it went down a little bit. Are you moving around? There's something up with that. It may be coming in somewhere else.
Well, depending on how I work the ping, I might be able to hear it before the ping activates or whatever. But I don't think I changed every cap in the transmitter. I know I did it. I think I did it in a receiver, but not necessarily in a transmitter. I'll check it out. But anyway, this is one of the sets that I got, and come here, meter. There we go. I still have to clean some of the switches, etc. Sideband actually works on this, and I can dial it in transmit-wise the way the book says. Receive, I have to change a diode and a resistor in the meter circuit, I believe, because the meter acts a little goofy. It's kind of fun to watch, but the radio works. It's fairly clean too. Anyway, it'll be one for sale once I finish it up. Hopefully I'll have it done by next week.
All right, and I kind of agree with what Dwayne says. It reminds me of a shielding issue. So I would check the microphonium first, or anything in near the microphone. But the audio is clean and loud. That is certainly not the issue. It's very loud, and I think you said it was a D104 amplified or not. You don't want any more audio than what you got.
I changed to an unamped D104. The first was an amp D104, so two different mics.
Okay, yeah, you don't need an amplified with that at all. No, the hum didn't change pitch or anything, so it's still there. So that's interesting.
Okay, what about now? Do I have a hum?
You do not have a hum. And what was the radio that you were priorly on? What model was it?
Golden Eagle Mark III SSB. It's one of the ones I picked up. First one I've worked on, well, second one, kind of. And it's one that I can tell the transmitter goes with the receiver, because they kind of did something to it. So I can tell they go together. I'll explain it more next week when there are more people on. But I'll try and get rid of the hum. But this is the Beagle, so I guess the Beagle doesn't take a break.
Okay, no, that's clean, no hum. Let me see if we go over. Are you in yet?
First one I've worked on, well, second one.
There's the Beagle. That's right on frequency. That's right on frequency.
The transmitter goes with the receiver, because they kind of did something to it. So,
no hum. It's actually a mellower sound. The other one is just, really loud. That Eagle stuff. This one is.
I'll try and get rid of the hum.
This is a good rag chew sound on the Beagle. Over.
Yeah, I'm looking at free counter. Same thing. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Well, this one is one that I use every week, so I kind of hope to get it to be somewhat mellow. Unamped D104, different than the other unamped D104. But, okay, so I have a little bit more work to do. I'll check about the hum and see if I can get rid of that. So I have a couple more parts to put in. We'll see what we can do. Anyway, it's getting late, so I want to clear with you, and we'll be available next week.
Okay, one more question. Thanks for, I know you're busy and tired, and thanks for stopping by. The listeners are all saying, hey, Harvey. So you can say, hey, back. Distance from your face to the microphonium. Are you about the same distance on the Beagle as you were on the other radio?
No, I'm not. And thanks to the other dentist for the accolades about the Cam 88. I was in the car listening. I'm at arm's length away. The microphone's above me on the shelf, on the receiver on a shelf, and I'm stretching, and it's about 3 inches above my head at arm's length away.
All right, and I hear that. I can hear the room ambience, which I wasn't hearing the first radio. It sounded like you were right up on, right up on the microphone there. So that is a difference too. The buzz aside, I mean the proximity effect. So yeah, all right, that's what I was hearing. I wanted to make sure that wasn't some other thing. All right, you are looking good, sounding good. You are on the list, and on the list, and on the other list as well.
All right, I'm on the list. Okay. And hello, Mike, if you're still listening. All righty, and Joe. Okay, and Larry, Joe, and where's Mo? Where's Mo? I'm looking around for Mo.
And don't forget all the SWLs as well.
And all of them also the SWL. Okay, I'm going to get something to eat here. I'm a little sucker from my drive and my work and all that good stuff. So, I probably won't work on anything tonight. I'm going to turn in and get a fresh start tomorrow. Okay, Dennis, thank you very much, and thank all the SWL too.
Thank you. Yeah, Richard in Southern California reporting that he's hearing on 38 some of the north-south skip coming in. I stayed on a little extra tonight to see if anything would come in, but it's probably weak enough as you probably have to be on sideband for that. And a reminder, of course, you don't have to be on any list to get in here on the Old Tube Radio Network and take a transmission and ask a question or whatever you want to do, whether it's a live and direct, oldtuberadio.net, the video side, who knows, email, whatever. We are here to have fun and recreate the sound and the demeanor back in the day when all these radios were brand new, out of the box, and they didn't have that kind of burned up dust smell. They had that brand new radio smell. So it's fun. And Harvey, I got to keep it one more time. Someone commented about the ping, and I agree. Your orchestrated ping on the Beagle is quite nice. So can you tell us in 25 words or less how you do that? He's being shy.
No, I was switching radios and all. The orchestrated ping, in this case, the mic is on top of the receiver. The transmitter is just to the right of it, above the right side of the receiver, so they kind of match. Mic's above on the receiver, above the speaker. And I do not move it at all. I just key it and let it do its thing. Otherwise, you get this.
And that's why it's more uniform. When you can hear the capacitor discharging so that way, and that's sort of pleasing to the ear. The other one, it's like they say, it's like a snowflake, right? No two pings are the same whenever you're moving it around. But if you keep the microphone steady, keep the squelch and the volume steady, then you will get that standard ping. It sort of lulls you into the conversation. All right, enough said. Go get your items of interest, and we will check you out later. Good job on the new old radio. It is it sounds very good. Minus the hum.
All righty. Appreciate that. And at the holiday time, I'll play Jingle Bells with my ping.
You'll do the jingle ping. All right, speaking of jingles, what a great segue that was. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us
Old Tube Radio.
and be modern.
All right, counting and amounting. I'll be right back. And then...
This is the Old Tube Radio Network. Ladies and gentlemen, stand by. It's time now for the current OTR totals.
Current and final OTR totals, the Old Tube Radio Network for, what is it? This, this is, I didn't realize it. Time flies. This is the eighth week on the roster, 3/23/2024, so we will be taking those who have perfect attendance on the list here and throwing them in the bin and seeing who might be our new 00. So Chrissy's done a great job these 8 weeks, and indeed she'll be in the running to do it again. See, Chrissy, you gotta miss a week, or you could be on the you could be on the hook again. 8 radios tonight. Shortwave listeners, we got 21 on page 1, 15 on page 2, 15 on page 3, 29 on page 4, and a whole bunch of others dialing in somewhere else. Skip was in for the good first half of the net. Sunspot numbers are wacky. They're going to get pretty weird coming up. So hang on to your microphoniums and see what happens in the next couple of days for conditions and all of that. Radios tonight. Most heard manufacturer. Who was it? Somebody said, oh yeah, so far, I was trying to read it directly because it was perfect. I couldn't say it better myself. Yeah, Dwayne, so far we have 2 Robins and 2 Eagles. It sounds like spring has sprung, and I certainly agree. The Robins and the Brownings tied for first tonight with a pair of radios. The Skipper 71 jumping in from Tyler at the beginning of the net through all the noise, sounding pretty good. Tyler, if you're listening, go to the very first portion on the playback and you will hear your radio sounding really good here in Central California. The Skipper, the E.F. Johnson Messenger 223 for you fans of Edgar F. Sounding good, Joe. Always, you can't go wrong with that radio. Next we had 1017 on the B&K Cobra 88. A radio that's been in his family for a long time. He watched his dad key down on that thing, and now he is getting to do the same thing here in the way into the 21st century on the Old Tube Radio Network. Radio number 3. Radio number 4, Joe is on the World Radio Labs Hustler on the Hustler. He came back with the Robin T123B with a nice sounding microphonium. Radio 6 tonight with the another Robin T123B. Plenty of audio for what we're doing. But yeah, I still would like to hear some type of an amplified microphonium on that. And you still wouldn't have to talk loud. You might have to wouldn't have to talk as loud. Radio number 6. Thanks, Mike. And then a pair from Harvey right at the last moment. The Browning Golden Eagle Mark III SSB that he's working on, and that at some point it will be available to sit in your Radio Shack. So keep an ear out for that. And then the R68 T68 Browning Golden Beagle sounding as good as ever. That's it for me. Everything worked well tonight. Notice it wasn't fiddling around with the other audio problems I have. So I'll work on the new audio board, maybe put it in a better position, figure out all the weird stuff that it does, and put it to good use. In the meantime, have a great rest of your weekend, whether it's sunny, rainy, snowy, or whatever's happening. Stay safe, and we should be around next week to do this same thing at the same time. And the Boat Anchor CB radio repair, did I tell Harvey about the HT37 for the Browning? I don't know. He used to have, and he's checked it in, the Heathkit Mohawk. Was it the Apache and the Mohawk? Which are about the same weight, even though they're transmitter receiver, as the HT37. So I'll mention that, but something tells me that he's not going to want a pound per pound, watt for watt radio, although I'll sell him on the HT37. If you take a look at Bob Heil's picture of his shack, there's an HT37 in there. I've got one right over here that I actually did check in to the Old Tube Radio Network with a little finesse and a special crystal. So not a bad radio to have. Lots of modifications for that. Talk to Talk to Joe Walsh and friends. Good night, everybody, from your Old Tube Radio Network.
Good show, Dennis.
How would you like to trade your Eagle for about an 80-pound transmitter?
Actually, if you remember, I traded my 80 or whatever pound transmitter and receiver for a Golden Eagle Mark III. I traded my Heathkit Cheyenne Comanche for my Mark III.
That's what it is, the Cheyenne and Comanche. Okay, you traded that the other way. I thought I wondered what happened to that radio. So you're cutting down on the weight as you speak?
Oh, no. Remember when the FCC walked in on me and with a sheriff, and I had the Heathkit Cheyenne Comanche. I got busted, and then next day or two or three, I was on the radio. A guy heard me. He wanted to trade, and he was on a Golden Eagle Mark III FSB. So I said, you betcha. And we traded. That's how I got my Golden Eagle Mark III. But that Cheyenne Comanche was great. And about 20, 30 years later, I acquired another one. I have two of them now.
Yes, and we've heard one of them before. That's right. The FCC thing was a while back. Well, there is someone who's making an offer to get you another fun, heavy radio to trade for the Browning. It's the HT Hallicrafters HT37 transmitter.
Wants to trade for a Mark III?
Or something that pings, yeah.
Well, okay, explain the transmitter to me. What's it do?
Yeah, let's see. What is it? Is it 80 through 10? So if you want to do this band, you've got to do some trickery with a crystal, which is going to have to be a multiplication. I have actually got one, I think. It multiplies on the frequency. It does sideband and AM, but the AM or the sideband is phasing. You got to phase the AM carrier. It's a very interesting radio. I'll have to call it up and talk to you. I actually have one, and it is all of 80 pounds, so it needs wheels.
I actually have a cart. If I had a ramp, I could put it on it and wheel it in. But, well, I'll tell you what I did. I picked up, I can't remember now because I'm tired, which one is the transmitter, but I picked up a transmitter that somebody had stuck an extra tube in, or he swapped it or did whatever, where he put in a variable carrier setup. So you turn the carrier up to maybe 10, 15 watts. Then you did the load and tune with the carrier down. And as soon as you were loaded and tuned properly, you could vary the carrier from about 1 watt up to however you wanted, and then you varied the swing and all that. So I have that, and I paired it with R2700A receiver.
Yeah, you can't beat the receivers. Just for people since we're talking about it. There's the HT37. I'm putting a picture up. Transmitter with the dial. Tunes in loads control, and it's got the phasing control. I guess you phase out the AM carrier for sideband or bring it up. And I think that they run 6146 finals, but yeah, it would need you'd have to pair it with a receiver. Yeah, I suppose you could pair it with a Browning receiver. It's just going to be takes a little work to get it on a Saturday night frequency.
Well, the Heathkit that I paired with the R2700A is still VFO. I don't know the ins and outs on sticking a crystal in there and getting it to be just right, where it wouldn't drift much. But I spot it, and it seems to work okay. Yeah, I did that, and then I have the regular setup, a Cheyenne Comanche, along with the stock speaker, mobile bracket, and all that stuff, and the proper mic. Yeah, I've got that in storage, but I may end up getting rid of it. Well, I don't know if I'll get rid of it or not. It's just that I just don't have room. But, maybe I'll put wheels on it or something and wheel it in.
Indeed. All right. Anyway, let's see. The production of the unit began in 1960. Really? I thought it was earlier than that. Well, that's why, because Class D was already gone. Or 11 meters already gone to Class D. That's why it doesn't have 11 on there. Production began in 1960. It was touted to be the first moderately priced SSB transmitter that retained all the essential performance characteristics which made its big brother, HT32A, the most wanted single sideband transmitter of all. Same power, same rugged VFO. Construction, identical. That's right, it has a Vox control. But you got to turn the knob to get it. Originally it sold for, $450. 5-band, 80, 40, 20, 15, and 10 meters, provides all modes of transmission, CW, AM, SSB. The VFO employs double reduction, disk drive, fixed TC, sideband suppression is 40 dB. It's interesting how you get the sideband. You got to you suppress the carrier. Power rating is 70 to 100 watts PEP. CW or SSB, 17 to 25 watts carrier on AM phone. I was going to say not that much for AM, but that's about right. And there are two 6146s in the final. There you go. And the size, let's see, 9.5 by 18 1/4 by 16 3/4 inches, and it weighs, I was right, 80 pounds. So there you go. All right, Harvey, have a good evening. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll say 73 to all the items.
Roger. 6146s, huh? I pulled my 6146s out of the Buddies and the Heathkit, and I run 6293s, I think is the number. You get almost the same output, but it's a 3,000 watt rated plate instead of 700 to 900 watts, I think. The 6146s were. So they run super cool, and they run for almost ever. So that's what I run in them. But twin 6146s, huh? Ooh, that's inviting. Okay, we'll let you go. Catch you next week.
All right, we will be here adding... Oh, I have the X. I already have the X. Somehow I got you checked in, but officially... SWL 92 is on the item of interest. Let's see, what time is? Gosh, it's 10:39 already. I was thinking I might try 40 meters to see what's happening, but it was bad today. Maybe I will. All right, anyway, we're going to sign off on the air here, and I'll take a couple minutes just to see what's happening on 40, but I got to change the antenna, so it'll take me a couple minutes. All right, good night, everybody, from your Old Tube Radio Network. Oh boy. All right, and I've got my audio, so let me do something.
K6 VOF monitoring.
Yeah, with that, I'm going to go QRT too. Time to hit the sack. Good talking to you guys. I'll look for you again. KN6MS out.
Yeah, well, we won't. Again, it's unusual to hear you guys. And that's, we would be able to work you in the daytime, but I'm seldom on in the daytime because I am out. I wasn't blowing smoke up your tail. I work outside every day.
That's K6NYC.
The only times I'm not outside is when it's raining on me.
The maker of M-squared antennas,
I'm an
right there.
outside guy. And today I was crawling around on my hands and knees all
and
this
he
week
sounds
just
good.
doing weeding in my inner landscaped area, but the house has 19 sprinkler systems around the house, so it's fully landscaped. It was done before I bought the place, so I'm just maintaining it and keeping it up and improving it. But sooner or later, you got to do mowing and you've got to pull weeds. And right now, the weeds are just going absolutely bonkers.
That's 7.142 here in the Central Valley. He's
right around the pool
about
area,
30 miles away. It's an amazing amount of here.
Grass and weeds and thistles from around my swimming pool
might be
in the
pretty
back
good show.
here in the landscaped area. So I got it cleaned up, but my God, I was on my hands and knees all day doing that. That's not cardio work, but it is hard on the hands and knees and fingers and elbows and stuff like that. See you later, guys. K6NYC, Central California. We'll be clear. Bye-bye.
7 season. Good night, all. KN6 Casey, clear.
Good night, Eric.
Bueno, le gusta todito, pero no lo quieren mencionar.
Some guys doing the ESSB audio 7175. The band is open.
You know, that stuff that Colorado's famous for? Rocky Mountain High?
Oh, the Jensen way?
They have no noise level, so I wonder if I got some attenuation going on here.
Jensen.
Uh-oh. Oh, I know why.
or tequila, maybe?
Going through the tuner. Shouldn't do that. Some of the broadcast stations with
Situation we can help most of the time returning home. So we negotiate with their employer for them to be released. Most that are in place prohibit a domestic worker to leave the employer. She cannot change jobs, and she cannot leave the country even if she has her passport, even though she has a flight ticket.
And listening.
Missed that call. CQ from 7215. You know, I'm not set up to transmit. I'm not going to transmit because I've got stuff all over the place and I'm making some RF, but the band is quiet. Some static crashes. See where this guy's from.
Alpha 7 Bravo Alpha calling CQ. Alpha 7 Bravo Alpha calling CQ and standing by.
Alpha 7 Bravo Alpha. And that is, oh, we got to log in. All right. Oh, it's always something. Somebody's tuning up who's got a taker here. Bob in Sun City, Arizona. I think I've talked to him before. So we're open to Central California, Arizona.
CQ Alpha 7 Bravo Alpha calling CQ.
Somebody was tuning up. They'll pick him up.
Alpha 7
They are
Bravo
both
Alpha
stations
calling CQ 40-meter phone and listening.
Can't believe the band is that quiet. All right, good night, everybody. Might hear some really big DX a little later on, or earlier this morning or something like that. All right. Why did my audio go down? I don't know.
CQ Alpha 7 Bravo Alpha calling CQ. Alpha 7 Bravo Alpha calling CQ and standing by. CQ 40-meter phone. Alpha 7 Bravo Alpha calling CQ. Alpha 7 Bravo Alpha calling CQ. It's standing by for a call. Alpha 7 Bravo Alpha calling CQ. Alpha 7 Bravo Alpha calling CQ. It's standing by.